I wanted 40 doors before I turned 40.
Hmm.
And I thought that was a, reasonable goal to attain. Looking back, I was underachieving, but it surpassed that goal and I'm at 140 doors. And to this day, as we were acquiring apartment buildings, single family, I started out in the single family world, got into some other opportunities as well, and didn't just look at single family.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I'm excited to be here, excited about my guest. We have another fantastic guest. And listen, he's someone that you can't pigeonhole. He can move around and do different things within this real estate space. And I'm gonna make sure I let him tell you exactly what it is that he do. But I'm so excited to have him. He's someone that adapts to the opportunity. When the opportunity comes, he's adaptable. He's going to find a way to get the deal done. And so I am truly excited to introduce you to Mr. Rhett Hebert. Mr. Rhett, how you doing today, sir?
Great, great. How you doing?
I'm so excited for our listeners to be able to see things from your perspective. And so I'll be honest with you. I kind of want to dive in. I want you to take us into your world. I would love for you to tell us what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little bit of an origin story of how you got to where you are now, we love origin stories. And then tell them what markets you're operating in. So, Mr. Rett, sir, you got the floor.
Great. So I'm in my 10th year now of full-time investing. I started out, getting in the workforce. I was in the oil field as a landman, negotiating contracts for oil field companies. And throughout, as I started getting older and more into my field, I started thinking about investments and how can I basically invest my way to freedom and, not be able to have to show up to a 9 to 5 or, whatever the job was. So I love to travel. And I started, looking at rental properties. My first thing I did was I had built a car wash location. My father had a small car wash that he had built in the 80s. So growing up, I was around that industry, helping him out. And as I got older and had some financial gains to invest, I built my first location. Still doing land work. A couple of years later, I bought a second location, and then the following year, I had an opportunity to buy two more. Which
Hmm.
at that point, I started thinking, I need to get into the real estate world full time. I'm able to make more traction than doing my landman job. So I bought two more locations, which gave me a total of four. And then in that transition, I got my real estate license, and I started hanging around more real estate investment mind people. And then I transitioned into real estate full time around 20 January of 2015. And then I hit the ground running, started buying my first rental property, but at the time I was doing it all. I was, looking for deals, underwriting them, project managing, go and get materials. I was kind of doing it all to get everything going.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And then I started getting some traction. I hired my secretary to start helping me with paperwork. About 2 years into it, I found an acquisitions manager that's still with me today, which has been a great help. We was able to start looking for deals full time while I could still grow the business. And then hired a maintenance guy also to help with managing the projects and managing some rental properties. And I had wrote a goal down when I first started. I was I think 31 at the time. And a lot of people say, write your goals down, you'll achieve them much faster.
Hmm.
And my goal was, when I started, I wanted 40 doors before I turned 40.
Hmm.
And I thought that was a, reasonable, goal to attain, 40 rental properties before I turned 40, which, looking back, I was underachieving, but I surpassed that goal, and I'm at 140 doors,
Hmm.
before that time span. So, and to this day, as we were acquiring apartment buildings, single family, I started out in the single family world, acquiring single family properties, renting them out, and then, doing some fix and flips along the way. But got into some other opportunities as well, and didn't just look at single family, and attended some commercial masterminds for apartments, and just kept expanding my horizon on the investment world, and being open to opportunities. So yeah, to this day, I don't like to sit in one box. I just like to see what opportunities are available to invest in. So
Absolutely. Well,
that's
no,
that's
thank
kind of
you.
my journey from, how I got into real estate to to where we are today.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you, man. Thank you for taking this now, taking us through the journey, taking us up to what you're doing today. And I love it how you said, listen, you had 140 doors before 40. And I mean, that's just remarkable. That's a testament to your persistency and your grit, pretty much. So I appreciate that. I want to pick your brain a little bit about strategies. I would love to know what are some core business strategies that you have, but I also would love to know some core personal strategies that you have. I know some people wake up and go to the gym in the morning. Some people, do meditation. So are there core strategies for business and core strategies for personal life that you really know has helped you along the way?
Yeah, business wise, I like to pay attention to the numbers, the KPIs, because the numbers will tell you, really what's going on without you even really maybe having to know what's going on a daily basis. I don't like to micromanage my teams. So, a simple monthly spreadsheet or a P&L, or, we'll have monthly team meetings just to go over everything. But I think, business wise, hiring the right people and allowing them to do their job
Hmm.
often, you know, it's less stressful when you trust them and you check in here and there, rather than you having to micromanage and worry that they're not doing the right job. So, looking at, if they can provide you with the right information and you can make your decisions based off of that rather than having to micromanage, it's a lot less stressful and a lot less time consuming, on the business end. But I think the hardest part, anybody would probably testify to this, but the hardest part of running a business is managing your employees or managing your teams, and making sure that, you have the right people sitting in the right seats. And then that's, once you have that figured out, a lot of times you can take off, and everything will run much smoother. On the personal side, yeah, I think fitness, a healthy diet, I hit the gym. It's either going to be early in the morning before the day, or if I have an early morning, I'll try and get it in the evening, and trying to stay on a healthy diet, I find is very important, for just life in itself, staying sharp. But, I think the key thing too is whatever you are doing in life or whatever job, or if you're investing or whatever it is, you have to enjoy what you're really doing. You're not
Yeah.
going, it doesn't feel like you're working.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And for me, I love to travel. I love, attending sporting events. So, the real estate world has been my, let's say, my vehicle to allow me. Everybody wants to retire, but you're not really retiring. I wouldn't say retire for the money. I would say retire for the freedom of being able to. If you want to take a trip tomorrow, you can take a trip tomorrow. If you wanted to stay, you know, out of the country for a month, as long as I got my phone and my laptop, my team could reach me. You got an answer. Hey, what should we do about this or that? I think that in itself is more valuable than having $1 million in the bank. If you can work from wherever and buy deals and keep your things going without you having to be there, I think that would be my advice for, somebody that's looking to grow. Make sure you structure it and try and grow your business where you don't have to be in that office every day. You can work from anywhere as long as they have access to you. I think that's important.
Yeah. No, I think that's incredible. You always hear about people talking about buying back their freedom or getting their time back. And that's exactly what you're saying is like getting your time back and having fun. Like, I mean, that's what it's all about. There's no use to be working and you're not having fun. There's even a concept of people talking about, don't lose your play. Don't lose like that sense of playful mentality because that actually helps your creative processes when you don't lose play, when you have fun, induces that creative gene and creative mindset within you. So I hear you very clearly, sir.
Yeah, your mind's able to think, maybe new ideas. Maybe you travel to a different city, you see a new perspective of something, or you might see, an apartment building that, man, I like this concept. So yeah, your horizons definitely get broader once you kind of get out there for sure.
Yep. No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, actually, what's the next real goal for you? What are you looking to scale or solve next?
So, lately within the last year or two, I've acquired a few apartment buildings and, you know, going from having single family and multifamily, obviously there's the opportunity to grow is obviously much faster in multifamily and you're
Mhm.
basically playing with bigger numbers.
Yeah.
The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So,
Mhm.
you know, scaling more into multifamily is definitely what I'm looking at more than just single family. But obviously, if it's a deal, like I tell people, if it's a deal, why wouldn't you acquire? Whether it's a single or a home run, if it makes sense on paper, why not? Um, but I'm not just opposed to real estate. So, the entrepreneurial mindset, when I started this, I didn't know I would have the opportunities of a lot of the assets that I owned. I never thought that, 10 years ago, hey, one day you're going to own this building or one day you're going to, so that concept has allowed my mentality to never be closed off for, whatever opportunity might present itself. But in the future or coming up in 2026, I'm looking towards maybe getting into the Houston market. It's a great market. I spend a lot of time in Houston, have a lot of friends there. And again, traveling broadens your horizons. I think it's the fourth largest city and growing. So the real estate market out there there's just not enough real estate and it's only going to, continue to grow. So I think I would like to expand my portfolio into maybe the Houston market as well. And then, again, who knows as far as business opportunities that might present itself that just by you being in this business and knowing that you're an entrepreneur, a lot of times, business opportunities present themselves to you. And as long as you're ready for opportunity, again, you make the right decisions, and you never know what comes your way.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Absolutely. No, I hear you loud and clear. I know you talked about hiring an acquisition manager and how much, that's really affected your business. I know you said you have friends in Houston. And so I just want to talk about relationships for a little bit. And I want to get your take on relationships. Have they impacted you in a positive way, in a negative way? What kind of value do you put on building relationships?
I think, networking, a lot of, the saying is your network is your net worth. And I think having relationships in whatever industry you're in is a huge factor. Getting out there, telling people what you do, what you're looking for. You may not do a deal with them today. You may not do any business with them, but someone knowing that you're a professional, you're a good person, you're trustworthy, and they don't mind putting your name on the line. You never know what opportunity might come by you just, knowing certain people or certain people knowing you. Matter of fact, my last apartment acquisition came from the company that was managing the apartments.
Mm,
Friend of mine, he reached out to me and says, "Hey, we're managing this building. They may be looking to sell. I know you're interested." So I would have never acquired it, and that's how it started. I didn't.
yeah.
It took 4 months. We made an offer. They rejected it, or they countered. I let it fall through, and they reached back out 3 months later and says, "Hey, what about this?" Without him ever letting me know that, I may have never bought the building. That's one instance there. So yeah, I think, getting out there and networking with, go to meetups, there's all these masterminds. I'm not in a full-time mastermind now, but as I was coming up, I found masterminds to attend where,
Yeah.
you might just pay one time deal. I've been to Vegas to a mastermind. I've been to California to a mastermind, been to Texas for a mastermind. And those masterminds in the small groups of 20 to 30 people, um, I find those are the ones that can bring the most value because, everybody in the room is doing, solid business.
Yeah.
And that's where you can probably get the most value. If you're trying to go from, 0 to 100, I would definitely say invest in yourself and find you a mastermind where, whatever you want to do, whether you want to do apartments, single family, commercial. I would find a mastermind in that niche and invest in that and get yourself around those people. And that's how I kind of got to scale and, you know, uh, who, who to hire, how to structure the pay, an acquisitions guy, a secretary, what's the best value to hire, how do you structure it? And that's kind of how I got to where I was by meeting people that was already doing it and obviously paying for the knowledge, and knowledge is power. So I feel like that's the best way to scale and figure out, how to get from 0 to 100 is you pay for someone's knowledge and time and get in that network, get in that circle and, and just basically plug and play. It's obviously working for them. So it should work for you as long as you're following that same motto.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't have said it any better, Mr. Rhett. I think you are absolutely right. Definitely when you say your network is your network, to getting around the people that's either I would say where you want to be, right? The people that's where you want to be, that's at where you're going. And I couldn't have said it any better. Relationships are definitely everything within this space. Well, listen, Mr. Rhett, listen, this has been great. If someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, partner with you, collaborate, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you, sir?
So you can follow me on Instagram. It's Rhett Hebert, Hebert 31. You can find me on Instagram. You can email me, Rhett Hebert at gmail.com. Again, I'm open to networking, meeting new investors, the business opportunity. Again, it doesn't even have to be just in real estate. Even, if you'd have said, hey, one day you're going to own a golf course, never, I didn't even grow up playing golf, right? But the opportunity of a golf course came about. I spent 3 months doing due diligence and reopened a golf course that was closed for 3 years. And here we are in year 6, it's thriving. So, anything in the facet of real estate or business, if I would tell people, I would never be closed-minded because you just never know what opportunities come your way. But it's what opportunities you don't take that you might look back on and say, man, if I'd only done that, that's where you don't want to be, is looking back saying, I wish I'd have done this, or I wish I'd have took that chance. If you have that opportunity and it looks right, you need to figure out a way to make the deal work.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, sir, I appreciate you. I think you've given so many nuggets, so much wisdom. And so I want to say I appreciate your time, first of all. I appreciate your story. And I also appreciate your perspective. I really think you dropped enough nuggets that can give somebody a mind shift around some things and the way that they're going at things. And so, Mr. Rhett, I really appreciate you being here today, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Q.
Absolutely. Well, listen, y'all heard Mr. Rhett. You got the value, you got the nuggets. So please make sure you subscribe because we're going to continue to bring up amazing people just like Mr. Rhett. And so, again, thank you, sir. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.